Human instincts were designed for survival over millions of years. Today, those very instincts run your life in the form of addiction. When you can't quit, it's not a personal failure. Your instincts simply got caught in the world's traps. You actually have very little choice in your daily life. Most of your actions are driven by addiction, even the ones you think are good habits. There was a famous experiment with pigeons. Researchers built a box with a button that dropped food. At first, food came out every time the pigeon pressed it. The pigeon only pressed it when it was hungry. Then, they changed the rules. The food dropped randomly. The pigeon didn't stop. It kept pressing the button even when no food came out. Obsessively, until it was exhausted. That is the exact mechanism behind a slot machine, and it is the core architecture of every single app in your hand right now. Intermittent rewards pull the brain much harder than predictable ones. Casinos figured this out first, and social media runs on the exact same loop. You never know when the notification will come. You never know how many likes you'll get. You never know which video will go viral, so you keep checking. In 2024, the average American checked their phone 205 times a day, once every 5 minutes. Most of them knowing there's nothing new, just like the pigeon pressing an empty button. Lotteries are run by states. Americans spend roughly $90 billion a year on them. The global lottery market hit around $335 billion in 2023. Studies consistently confirm lottery sales are always higher in societies where upward mobility is blocked. Gacha games publish microscopic odds and still post record revenues. Dating app algorithms are reportedly designed to restrict matches, not create them. One common thread: uncertainty. Hunting for rewards is a survival instinct. When that instinct met modern technology, it became a flawless trap. In early 2026, the US government announced its biggest overhaul of nutritional guidelines in decades. The message was dead simple: eat real food. Roughly 70% of American adults are overweight or obese, and 1 in 3 teenagers is pre-diabetic. This is the bill for decades of dietary design. In the 1970s, the food industry hit a crisis. Studies claimed fat was bad for health. Food companies stripped the fat out and pumped sugar in to keep the flavor alive. Sugar triggers a massive dopamine spike, then it drops fast. That crash is exactly what makes you reach for more. The combination of salt, sugar, and fat does not exist in these ratios in nature. It is a blend calibrated to bypass your brain's full signal before you even notice you've overeaten. Inside the food industry, this is called the bliss point. Corporations have spent decades researching how to hit it. Ultra-processed foods make up about 60% of the total calories an American adult consumes. 1 in 5 adults worldwide meets the criteria for food addiction. Most of them blame their own willpower. Failing to stop is not a willpower problem. It's a blending problem. Arousal simply changes its name depending on the century. In the 1600s, Europeans drank beer for breakfast. The water was contaminated. Beer was safer. Medieval Europeans spent their days slightly buzzed. Coffee arrived in Europe from the Middle East in the 17th century, landing at exactly the moment the Industrial Revolution began. Factories demanded punctuality. Machines did not wait. Being alert became a daily requirement, and coffee slotted right in. Caffeine blocks the adenosine receptors that signal drowsiness. It doesn't cure fatigue. It prevents you from feeling it. It comes with real withdrawal, headaches, exhaustion, loss of focus. But caffeine is legal. It sits in vending machines. It's in children's drinks. Nicotine stimulates dopamine and adrenaline simultaneously, sharpening focus, calming nerves, suppressing appetite. In 20th century factories and offices, cigarettes structured the workday. A break wasn't just a break, it was a smoke break. There was a time when ads literally read, "Doctors recommend this cigarette." Energy drinks occupy that space today. Red Bull launched in 1987, originally drunk by Thai truck drivers. Now, over 12 billion cans are sold globally every year. Prescription stimulants are next in line. Adderall use in the US has climbed steadily for a decade. Wrap it in the word productivity, and arousal becomes instantly justified. Caffeine and nicotine are legal. Other substances that work the same way are not. That line was never drawn based on health. It was drawn based on which type of arousal suited the era. The drive to stay alert is a survival instinct. The era simply dictates the substance. When reality feels too heavy, the brain looks for a way out. That isn't a malfunction. Retreating from a hostile environment was originally how humans recovered. The problem is that today's exits are built with one-way doors. Autoplay shifts the burden of choice to stopping. The next episode starts in seconds. A 2024 University of Chicago study found that people who turned autoplay off watched 18 minutes less per session. Stopping takes more energy than staying. News cycles run on crisis. Reacting to threat signals is instinct, which makes it nearly impossible to look away. Comment sections work the same way. Outrage keeps you engaged, whether you're arguing or agreeing. Platforms have known this for years. Shopping is another exit. Countdown timers create the illusion that waiting means losing. The cart is never empty. Recommendations never end. Gaming is the most precisely engineered refuge. When reality refuses to reward you, a game gives you absolute clarity. Level up, gain items, climb the ranks. Real-world effort doesn't guarantee return. In a game, action connects directly to outcome. That predictability can feel more real than reality itself. The urge to escape is a survival instinct. The exits are just built with one-way doors. An isolated human could not survive. Expulsion from the tribe was a death sentence. The need to belong is one of the most powerful survival instincts we carry. In modern society, the shape of the pack has dissolved. Nuclear families, urbanization, hyper-individualism. Single-person households in the U.S. jumped from 13% in 1960 to roughly 29% today. In 2018, the UK appointed a Minister for Loneliness, treating isolation as a public health emergency. More connected than ever, more isolated than ever. Other structures step in to fill the void. Supporting the same team instantly tethers you to a stranger. Studies show fans say, "We won" after a victory, but they lost after a defeat. The belonging matters more than the score. Online communities share the same memes, the same vocabulary, the same targets. Understanding a reference makes you an insider. Missing it makes you an outsider. Drinking together is a signal of alliance. Turning down a drink feels like stepping back from the group. The ritual changes across cultures. The geometry doesn't. The alcohol is the medium. Belonging is the product. Cults are the absolute extreme of this instinct. No salvation outside these walls. Isolation from the outside, a coded internal language, total destruction of defectors. These three pillars exist in nearly every cult. Once your need to belong is fully weaponized, leaving becomes impossible. The drive to fit in is a survival instinct. As the old structures fade, the need for a tribe simply finds new shapes. Someone wakes up at 5 a.m. every day to work out, logs every calorie, checks their portfolio 10 times. If the routine slips, they feel like everything is fracturing. Why is this an addiction? This person is doing everything right. They work hard, they get praised, they feel justified. That is precisely what makes this loop so dangerous. You are entirely responsible for your own life. Modern societies have preached this for centuries. Since the Industrial Revolution, success and failure have been framed as personal metrics. If you fail, that's a personal deficit, not a systemic flaw. That terror breeds compulsion. The belief that if you optimize everything, you cannot fail. Optimize the body. Optimize the assets. Optimize the routine. That belief locks you into a circuit with no exit. The wellness industry calls this biohacking. Sleep trackers, glucose monitors, ice baths, intermittent fasting, an economy built entirely around human optimization. The global wellness market was estimated at roughly $6 trillion in 2023. It sells anxiety repackaged as potential. Fitness apps punish you with guilt for breaking your streak. Market apps stream data 24 hours a day. Self-improvement content always dangles the next upgrade. And the moment you reach it, the goalpost moves. The drive to control is a survival instinct. It has simply been funneled into a loop that can never be satisfied. In the 1800s, you could walk into any American pharmacy and buy opium without a prescription. It was in cough syrup. It was in infant medicine. The human brain is wired to bypass pain. Touch fire, pull your hand back, pure survival. The problem is that modern pain has no physical surface. Losing a job, a blank future, isolation, feeling entirely meaningless. You cannot pull your hand away from those. In the 1990s, OxyContin was marketed as low risk for dependency. Within a decade, millions were hooked. When prescriptions dried up, people moved to heroin. When heroin was choked off, fentanyl filled the vacuum. U.S. overdose deaths peaked at around 110,000 in 2023. The number fell to roughly 80,000 in 2024, still higher than traffic fatalities. Alcohol is linked to roughly 2.6 million deaths annually worldwide, according to the WHO. It is legal, advertised, celebrated. Super Bowl ad breaks are anchored by beer commercials. Popping champagne is a global default for celebration. Why is alcohol legal in one society while cannabis is a crime? Why is cannabis normal in another while alcohol is a sin? Islamic nations ban alcohol strictly, yet their rates of pharmaceutical dependency mirror the rest of the world. The method changes. The instinct to mute the pain is identical. Those lines were never drawn by neuroscientists. They were carved by history, religion, and politics. The urge to avoid pain is a survival instinct. What fills that need depends entirely on the society you were born into. The human brain spent millions of years sharpening these exact circuits. The instincts are not broken. They are working perfectly. Perhaps too perfectly. The specific addiction you fall into is not a reflection of your personality. It is a map of where your survival instincts collided with the machinery of the modern world. And you are definitely not the only one caught in it. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.